So for today's video, we're going to be using a 12-ounce milk jug tumbler from Craft Haven Tumblers. I will have this tumbler linked in the description down below, so definitely check it out. These are really fun tumblers to use, especially now for the holiday season. I thought it'd be perfect to turn this into a milk for Santa cup. So first thing you want to do is prep your tumbler like we always do. Once you've sanded it down good enough, you can go ahead and just wipe that off with 91% alcohol. Once the tumbler is nice and clean, we're going to go ahead and just apply that top back onto the tumbler. We're going to outline where the cap kind of sits on top of this cup so that we can make sure we're not going to glitter and resin that part of the tumbler. If you do take the resin and glitter all the way up, you risk the chance of the cap not fitting back onto your cup, so you definitely want to not miss this step. Once we've outlined where the cap sits on the cup, we're going to tape that off using a 1-inch painter's tape. I'm just going to go ahead and go right above that line that we created on the cup and kind of tuck that tape inside. Now I'm going to be creating a kind of Santa's pants design on this tumbler, and so I want to tape off the center of my cups where the belt is going to lay. For this part, I just took a 2-inch painter's tape roll. I laid my pen on top and just traced a line all the way around the cup. This line is going to act as a guide like it did with the top of my cup so that I can lay my tape down. So once I'm done drawing that line, I'm going to take that same 2-inch painter's tape and I'm going to just wrap my cup around using that line as my guide. So I want this belt to kind of sit in the center of the cup. So I'm going to just put that tape slightly above where that line is, and we're going to just tape off the center part of this cup. Now that we have our tape on, the next step is going to be glittering our tumbler. And the same exact way I did last week's tutorial where I use acrylic paint to apply my glitter is the same way I'm going to be doing it in this tutorial as well. I've been really enjoying applying my glitter this way because it kind of skips that spray painting step and it's just so easy. I'm using the same red I used in last week's tutorial. It's called Lipstick Red, and I'm also going to be using the glitter called Glory. So this red is different than the red that we used last week, but it is also really pretty, and you can find this color available on our website, which is sugarandspiceglitter.com, and it will be linked in the description down below as well. See why I love applying my glitter with this acrylic paint, because literally one coat of this paint is just all you need to get that full coverage, and then the glitter applies on beautifully and we don't have any issues. So we're gonna just go ahead and tap that off and do the same thing with the top half of our cup. Paint it red and apply our glitter. Once you're done applying that red glitter, you want to make sure you really tap off that glitter so that all of the excess falls down onto the paper, and then we can go ahead and remove that tape from the center of our tumbler. The center of our tumbler again is acting as Santa's belt, so we're going to go ahead and paint that black, and then I'm going to be applying black glitter in the same way we applied the red glitter. The black glitter that I'm going to be using today is called Venom. It is our extra fine black holographic glitter. Again, you can find that in the website and it's linked in the description down below. For this part, I'm using a regular sponge paintbrush. I just really like how the edge is super straight and allows me to get right up to that red glitter color, and yeah, it goes on really nicely. And again, that black acrylic paint that we're using, just the coverage is phenomenal. I love it. Both of the paints that we're using in this video you can find at Walmart, so super affordable, easy to find, and the coverage is just amazing. We got a really good even base layer of that paint. We can go in and sprinkle Venom, which again is our holographic black glitter. You can see just how beautifully that applies. I love this color so much, and I think the red and the black is perfect for this Santa cup. You really want to make sure you tap off that excess glitter, let your paint and glitter dry, and then we can go ahead and seal that glitter. I'm going to be sealing my glitter using the polyacrylic clear spray. I'm going to do about 1 to 2 really good coats of that spray just to make sure everything stays in place. And then once that's fully dry, which I usually wait about an hour, we're going to go in and apply our resin. Here for my first layer of resin, I'm using Counterculture's DIY Fast Set, just because I always want my cups to cure fast. So we're going to be using Counterculture DIY Fast Set. Within 2 hours, it's cured. You can go in with another coat. And then after 4 hours, you can begin to apply your vinyl designs. Now for this cup, I actually went in with 2 coats before applying our vinyl. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm showing you the first coat right here, and the second coat was done off camera. Now, if you look at the cup, you can see that at the top portion of the cup, I didn't actually tape it off. So I want to just let you guys know that you do want to tape that off before going in with the resin. You don't want to let that resin cure at the top because you want to make sure that you avoid having issues with your cap fitting on. So not shown in this video, but shown later on, I do go in with a wipey and kind of with the tip of my finger, wipe off any resin that may have gone to the top of the cup. Later on in this video, you will see exactly what I mean when I talk about taping it off. So just wanted to make that clear to you guys. But once you got your resin on there, you want to just go ahead and hit that with your torch or heat gun just to pop any bubbles that may be coming up to the surface. Then we can go ahead and let that cure. Here is what the cup looks like after the second coat of resin is on. So you can see just how smooth that finish is. I did go in with Fast Set both times. Now that the cup is fully cured, we can go ahead and apply the cap back onto our cup. Why? Because if you look at the top of the cup, you can see that there's a little handle. So you want to make sure that your design that goes on your cup is in line with the handle. You don't want to risk the chance of having your design off center. So I always apply my caps back onto the cup if they have a handle, or if they have a straw sippy. You want to make sure that your design is always in the front and center of your cup. So now I'm going to apply my vinyl design. It is super easy. I just created this design using Cricut Design Space. I took a square, I framed it out, and then I took another little square to create that little belt buckle. I made it into a little rectangle. I sized it to fit my cup, which was about 2 inches by 2.5, I believe. And then I cut it out using my Cricut. Both of the vinyls that I'm using is this chrome gold, the same exact vinyl that I used in last tutorial as well last week. I made these little circles by doing the same exact thing in Cricut Design Space, which was inputting a circle shape and then hollowing it out. I duplicated that and then just cut it. So once I put that third little circle on the belt buckle, I used my craft knife just to cut that off so it looks like the buckle is inside of the circle, like a belt would be. And now we're going to apply our black vinyl lines. Vinyl lines was cut to 11 inches by 0.2 inches. And I'm going to just put one line at the top of the buckle and another black line at the bottom of the buckle. I wanted to do this just to accentuate where the buckle is on the cup, and I just thought it makes the design kind of look a lot more crisp and clean. So the Creators Club members, which is my exclusive group that I have on Patreon and on Facebook, are going to have access to this design that I created for free. If you guys want more information on how you can join the Creators Club, which is where I go live, I do other tutorials and make free designs like this one available to my members, then definitely check out the link in the description down below so you can gain access. I usually open up doors on the 1st of every month, so definitely check it out. So now on the back of the cup, I just made this quick little quote, says "Milk for Santa." Thought it'd just add a little something to the cup. With the belt, I thought it looked kind of plain. So I wanted to go ahead and add another design element to the back of the cup. So I went ahead and did that. Now I'm going to just seal all this vinyl work in with Quick Coat from Counterculture DIY. This is just going to seal in all of that vinyl just to make sure that when I apply my coat of resin on top of this, nothing moves, nothing dimples, everything goes on nice and smoothly. So I really just focused that Quick Coat on the vinyl design, and then I kind of spread any extra on the rest of the cup just to make sure everything was good to go. You do want to go ahead and let this Quick Coat dry for about 30 minutes before going in with your resin. So that's what we pretty much did here after applying the Quick Coat. So once my Quick Coat was fully dry, I went in with a top and final coat of resin. I did mix up about 30 mLs of resin, but I could have been good with probably 20 to 25. I just wanted to make sure I had enough resin to really cover all of the vinyl work to help and try to avoid having to go in with the second coat, and it ended up working. So I went in and just spread that resin all over the base of my cup. And I do want to point out the tape that I put at the top of my cup to help avoid that resin from pooling at the top. What I did was I just took that same 1-inch painter's tape that we used in the beginning of this video and just taped it around the cup once it was on the turner. Now I'm going to let this resin begin to cure, and about 20 to 25 minutes later, I'm going to go back in and peel up that resin. So you can see how I'm peeling up that tape right now, which exposes that little lip that we need for the cap to fit perfectly on this cup. Now, if you need to go in with a wipey and your finger just to clean off any excess resin that may be up there, you can definitely do that. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean right here. And that is basically it. Once you're done, you can go ahead and let your cup cure and you're good to go. So this is what the cup looks like now that it is done, and I think it turned out so cute. I hope you guys liked it too. I think this cup is perfect now for the holidays, for the little ones. I love it so much. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, definitely consider subscribing. We release videos every single Sunday, so I will see you guys next time.